Good afternoon. Good evening to my people in the Federation of Ambazonia. In other words, good evening to the good people of the Southern Cameroons. I'm your humble servant, Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga. And I first want to apologize for coming up a little late. But before we begin this brief discussion, I will request that we each have a minute of silence to remember our brothers and sisters, our loved ones, our fellow comrades and citizens who have passed away in the struggle for the independence of our homeland. And in doing so, we also remember those who have been physically decapitated through bullet wounds, torture, and other acts of man's inhumanity to man. Let each and every one of us give them a minute of silence. May those who have left us so soon, not of their own making, but of the compelling oppression from La République du Cameroon and its proconsuls, may they depart in peace, and may we never forget about their sacrifice. Fellow Ambazonians, it took me quite a lot of thinking to decide to come to you today. I've been reflecting for the last week on the happenings in our homeland. At one time, I'd made the decision not to speak to you today. But because of enormous calls and pressure from our fellow comrades and citizens, both back home and in different quarters around the world, I have decided to come to you today, hopefully to be as brief as possible, but to be as fervent as always. A couple of nights ago, some of our brothers, our sons, our uncles, who were riding back home and leading the delegation of our own brother, friend, and comrade, head of the teachers' team that were at up station in Bamenda, talking it out with the proconsuls and team from La République du Cameroon, were brutally attacked by a team well prepared well coordinated, well planned to instill havoc as usual on our population, to demoralize the spirit of the brave men and women who stood all night to give their support to those who were within the claws of the lion. 4 were brutally wounded. 33 years old, Ambe Edwin. 22 years old, Ngu Espana. Mbar Nga Divine, 32 years old. And Mula Franklin, 32 years old. These young men were not armed. Neither were they carrying even a catapult. They were not hoisting the flag of the state of Ambazonia. Neither were they burning the flag of the annexationist Republic of Cameroon. They were riding home, taking back one of their own. And yet, live bullets were rained upon them. You have seen the images. You have heard their story. Yes, there are some among us who are still doubting whether truly we are at war. A war which has been imbued upon us for 55 years. Which time and time again we have done everything possible to refuse to fight back. How do you sit on a negotiating table with someone who gives back 2 and takes 30, who constantly shoot upon your own, rape your own, kill your own, detain your own, deport your own, kidnap your own, and turn around only to call you an extremist? These brothers are in anguish, in pains. And as they are in pains, 15 other brothers were removed from the National Gendarmerie Detention Center at the Lake neighborhood in Yaoundé and transferred to Kondenge Maximum Security Prison. 4 nights ago, 4 of our own comrades, our own children, who were arrested in Kumba, were transferred to an adjacent detention center opposite the Kondege Maximum Security Prison. This has become our story. That every time I come to speak about our struggle, every time I come to chart a new way for us, there are always issues of gunshots, of death, of detention, of kidnapping. This has become our story. Is there any one of us now who is still doubting that we cannot, in any format, in any way, be part of this evil system, be part to these people who do not like us, who hate us, who have imbued evil upon our land, upon our own sons and daughters, upon our home, upon our parents? Now they have started a new trick. They are telling the people of the southern region that beware, the people of the northern region are trying to dominate you. They are threatening you. I am receiving calls. I'm receiving messages from persons from the southern region saying that, oh, it is those our brothers. Brother, please, open your eyes. Are you watching? No, my eyes are wide open. And I am not seeing what you are seeing. Because what you, my brother and sister from the southern region, is seeing, it is what La République du Cameroon have put before you, not reality. They think that the only way they can take control of the natural resources of our land and continue to hold us back is to go back to the old book of divide and rule. They have failed. They have failed woefully. But we can only make that failure a reality if we, the people, begin to be realistic about our struggle and stop waiting for others to do it for us. My people, I frankly do not want to speak to you for long because I am carrying a heavy heart. A heavy heart not just for what La République du Cameroon is constantly doing upon us. A heavy heart because we have become a people good in shooting ourselves on the foot. I am begging, can we for 1 second be realistic and come together as one? Can we stop trying to recreate history? Can our brothers and sisters who have just joined this struggle now, please stop reinventing history? Can they come together and join with us? Let us take it from where we have been so far to move this struggle forward for the betterment of our homeland. Can we stop creating structures that will create more chaos among us and make us a laughing stock and give La République du Cameroon an opportunity to continue to hold us down? Can we start talking to one another? Can we start talking? For too long a time, we have failed to realize the demarcation between a political party and a political act of revolution for a homeland. We have often struggled to chase the shadow than the object. When Madame Kawala created her party, does her manifesto carries independence for Ambazonia? When the Social Democratic Front was created, when it was inaugurated, where 6 of our own heroes were brutally killed, did it carry the independence of Ambazonia or Southern Cameroons in that manifesto? Why are we chasing a shadow and leaving the object? Why, my people? Why? Why are we unable to do what we know we are capable of doing and trying to look? Why are we doing this? Why? We are one people. Bakwere, Nkwen, Nso, Bakosi, Mundani. My fellow citizens, we are one people. Some people say, I do not want to create unity. No. I have done everything that is possible to bring the people together. Because this is not just my struggle. It is your struggle. It is our struggle. This is our struggle. And this will be our country. For if I as an individual dies, I can assure you, I have hope in me that this struggle will not end. That we will attain our full-blown freedom. Because that is what we deserve. Every voice counts. Every opinion is important. But there is one thing we must understand. There are times in history that being silent is more important than talking. Because there is no way those who fight for independence and those who clamor for federation can mix together. We should stop pretending, my people. We should stop pretending. Because this is the crux of the matter. Where people turn to me and say, Doctor, we are confused. No. The problem why we are confused is because some of us are trying to reinvent the wheel. Can anyone of us out there, my people, say they have turned to Dr. Akwanga or Dr. Cho Ayaba and say, please, let's work together, and we say, no, it must be us? Can anyone rightfully, openly say that they have done that and we said, no, it must be us? There is no evidence. Because all our lives, all we want, my people, is that we become a free people. And that is what each and every one of you is looking for. Freedom. It's freedom. It's freedom we are looking for, my people. Let me assure you that when Southern Cameroon ceased from being an autonomous region, it was succeeded by part of the Federal Republic of Cameroon, known as West Cameroon. Those who clamor for West Cameroon do not clamor for independence. I do not say this as a means to attack an individual or those who are clamoring for West Cameroon. I am saying this as a fact of history. So let us not confuse ourselves, my people. West Cameroon is not Southern Cameroons. These are two separate entities. When the Federal Republic succeeded the state of Southern Cameroons, the autonomous region that was supposed to be fully independent, two regions were created, West Cameroon and East Cameroon. Those were the two entities that created Federal Republic of Cameroon. Those are the two entities. It wasn't the Southern Cameroons and La République du Cameroun that entered. They both entered into a union which we did not sign. But when the Federal Republic was created by Amadou Babatura Ahidjo, under the auspices of Gaullist France, two regions were created. Two federated states, West Cameroon, which became the successor state of Southern Cameroons, and East Cameroon, which became the successor state of La République Cameroon. So please don't mix up history, because when you mix it up, that is where we begin to have problems with ourselves, because we are shooting ourselves in the leg. We don't know exactly what we are looking for. There is no doubt that the vast majority of us want independence. There is no doubt that our goal is not to have a history class. But there is a doubt that we are unable to differentiate between what is called the Southern Cameroons that had a plebiscite on Saturday the 11th of February 1961 and the West Cameroon that was created by Amadou Ahidjo, imposed upon us. That West Cameroon where my uncle, the late Venerable Martin Geka Luma, Dr. Martin Geka Luma, one-time chairman of the SCNC, was a vice minister of national education for West Cameroon, not Southern Cameroons. So when you look through our history, you realize Foncha, Emmanuel Mbelali Fafa Endeli, and Augustin Gumjua became prime ministers. You will also realize when Solomon Tangdem Muna became the head of West Cameroon. These are different entities, my people. So everybody who is talking of West Cameroon is talking about a federation. It's not talking about independence. Because if we don't get this right, we will soon turn and start accusing one another tomorrow for being traitors. Let us not do this. when the SDF was created, it was created to seek power in Yaoundé. For us at this moment to sit and say that need John Frundi and his SDF party. My people, I know some of us will not want to understand what I'm saying because we have mistaken the SDF as a political party seeking power in Yaoundé to a revolutionary movement like the African National Congress. No, the ANC was created as a political party in 1912 before it transformed to a liberation movement when it was outlawed as a political party. The Social Democratic Front was created whether the initial goal was independence. When its manifesto came out on the 26th of May 1990, it did not carry us. It did not think about us. It was thinking about Cameroon. It was thinking about power in Yaoundé. Let us stop chasing the shadow and face the object. The object is independence for Southern Cameroons. If Fongalan 4 stands and says no, I am chairman of SCNC and I want federation, you can accuse him for betraying. Oh yes, you can do that. Because even Molan John Litumbe, our father, our living history of our struggle, owns a political party. If through his party he fights for federation, we cannot go out and accuse him for betraying. But if he belongs to the struggle and turns his back, if Dr. Akwanga, Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, Dr. Stephen Shemlong, Dr. Arnold Boy Yombang, I think I've called a lot of doctors, Professor Kasin Anyangwe, I mean people who have stood for independence, or our brother Emmanuel Five Visha. The list is very, very lengthy. If any of them talks about federation, you have the right to accuse them for betraying the cause of the people. The day I start dancing the song of federation, you should know I have betrayed the people. And any individual who has stood for independence, who walked through the path of federation and went into the final decision of independence, starts talking federation, you have the right to accuse them. For us to hold people who are seeking power, who think they can change something that is unchangeable, trying to bring them to lead our struggle as if we don't have enough people that we can trust in them to complete the job for us as a people together, we are making a big mistake. I am begging, I am appealing, I am talking to each and every one of you that I know your anger is legitimate and you know your frustration is okay. I know that you look upon some of these people and you begin to think that because they have a voice, they should drop what they are doing and start doing these other things. Please, I'm begging you, let us not waste our energy on these issues. Let us not focus on these issues. Because the mouth that have tasted the breast never forgets it. I am assuring you, I have never bought into this philosophy that when they give you money, you take it. It is your money. Money is very dangerous. If I bought into it, I would have collected the millions they wanted to give me in the University of Boya, collected the millions they came to give to me while in Kondenge prison. The moment you start taking it, it is like when you kill somebody, the urge to keep on killing only grows. When you start collecting monies from these people, on the grounds that you are collecting your money, I can assure you, the urge to keep collecting that money will not stop. You will become blind to reality. You will become blind to truth. Our children are dying. I even listening to some of our brothers who are clergymen telling us that, oh no, we don't want bloodshed. Blood should not be shed. My people, please, I am only a wretched underclass Ambazonian from Bakureland. with a Mundani blood. Can any of you explain to me whether those our brothers who were shot, those who were killed, whether it was milk that came out from their body? Was it water? Was it plantains or corn fufu that flowed out from their veins? Was it not blood? What quantity of blood do we want to see before we will believe that these people are barbarians? That these people are bent on eliminating each and every one of us? What quantity of blood do we want to see? Or do we want that blood must come directly from our own biological family before we begin to realize that those who have shed this blood already are part and parcel of who we are as a people? My people, how do you people want me to explain this? I've spoken in Pidgin. I've spoken in English. I've been insulted, but I have not given up. I have said every voice counts. When I'm talking to you people, my people, when we are having this conversation, I beg you please, open your heart. Listen to what I am saying, not what you are thinking. Because what you are thinking is different from what I am saying. And when you go to what you are thinking, you are going to start insulting me without listening. You will start attacking other people without listening. You will not be able to help us pave the perfect road for us to achieve our goal, which is unconditional and total independence. That is what we all are seeking for. And that is what I want to tell you today, this day, that we are going to get it. Because Jehovah Elohim has given it to us. It will be delayed because we will continue to shoot our legs on the food. But it is not going away. Whether Akwanga is dead, whether Anyangwe is dead, whether Ayaba is dead, whether Yombang is dead, whether Tasang is killed, whether Wiba is eliminated, whether each and every one of us is dead, we are going to have our freedom. I can assure you this, mark this, we are going to have our freedom. For freedom is coming and is coming very soon. Freedom is coming. If we start focusing on one thing, freedom is coming. I can see you, brothers and sisters of Kumbu. I've heard your cry. I've heard your messages that you want to hear me talk, that you are waiting to hear from me. Yes, I am a soul man. I am a soul man by blood, by actions, by words. That is who I am. I am a soul man. There is no doubt about it. I am equally a man from womb. That is who I am. I am a man from Kupe Maninguba. Because I believe in the African tradition. I am a man from Bonge. From Ekiliwindi. Because I am an Ambazonian. It is not a crime to fight for freedom. Other people fought for freedom. I have said this time and time again. We have to make a decision, because let us not get into the final hour and then we start shooting ourselves. This will not happen. We will not get this freedom on a platter of gold, my people. I am not here to frighten any one of you. I'm just trying to be very frank. Even if some people say I am crazy, I can assure you that I would prefer to remove my dress and move naked, if that will give freedom to each and every one of us. This is all we want, freedom. They have wounded them. We need to take care of them in the hospital, as we have been doing, looking after Joel and the others. I am appealing to you, please, do not lose hope. Do not lose hope, my people, for freedom is coming. I am not saying this because I'm in the United States. I have said this inside military court. You can find out from the records in the BBC what I said in the military court. I wish my father, my uncle, my granddad, my historical icon, Albert Woman Mukon, was alive to testify. Or my brother, my uncle, the late Professor Tazosa Asonganyi Michael was here to testify. They heard what I said in the military court to the colonels and the message I sent to Bia. My people, I wasn't doing that because I was Akwanga. I was doing that because I am a descendant of Kenya. Because I know you all have my back. Those of you who were born before I went to jail. Those of you who were born when Gek Adabet was struggling to make 20 years old. Everything we did it for our collective salvation. I am begging you, my people, let us achieve our independence, and then we can create the political parties that we want, based on the rules laid down by our people, collectively, and run them. This is the time for us to pay the ultimate sacrifice. Let us begin facing the object. And that object is independence. And the road blockage to that independence is coming from La République du Cameroon. But if we do not choose the right source to cut off the iroko tree falling on the road, on our path to victory, then we will only delay and postpone it for the next generation to saw it off the road. But I don't think history will give us that opportunity. Let us do something. Let us be angry, but let our anger be positive. Let us not go out in the air and begin to say things that will give La République du Cameroon an opportunity to know some of the things we are working towards in achieving our goal. Let us face the object. I keep repeating this. For if we take our struggle and hand it in the hands of politicians, I think in the future we should not blame those politicians if they negotiate that future through the lens of politics. Because at that time the fault will be ours, not theirs. When I had a meeting with Chairman Nijon Frundi at his Tarikon Palace, he made a statement which I want to reiterate here in public. You are young men. I can see your energy. But there is one thing I want to tell you. It is important that you people stop using a broomstick to kill a snake. For when you do that, you will only get that snake angry, and it will use another tactics to poison you. He was definitely right years ago. I don't know whether at this moment he is still right. But he has the right to make political decisions for his party. And we, Ambazonians, have the right to make decisions for our freedom. We have people among us who think we are mad, who think we will never reach our goal. Yet, we know when we will achieve our goal, we will not kick them out, for they are part and parcel of us. It is us who keep saying that if a child defecate on your leg, you can only wipe it, you don't throw it. Oh yes, even in South Africa, there were blacks who turned against the ANC. We are aware of that. I am more concerned about those who are working with me and not putting enough effort than those that I know are not working with us and are putting so much effort to frustrate us. I am concerned about what I can do as an individual for my people. I am not concerned about what those who are working against us are doing to frustrate us. No, let us look within ourselves, gather the courage within ourselves and do something. Let us not say we will not contribute to fund the struggle, to help treat our brothers who have been wounded, to take care of those in prison, as we did a couple of weeks ago. We have to send a team to Kondenge to go give money to those who are in prison. My people, if I tell you what those people in prison, the information they got when they contacted some top brass political individuals in our homeland, what they said to our own people in detention, it is shocking, it is like stabbing them on the back. But this is not the moment to talk about that. For we, the people, have their back. As long as we can continue to find a meal for them to eat, as long as we can be the hope that they badly need, as long as we are alive and doing the things that are necessary to make sure that while they are in there in detention on our behalf, while they are in the grave dead on our behalf, they will be smiling, knowing that we have not given them up, that they did not die or they are not detained for nothing. You can call yourself a Southern Cameroonian. You can call yourself an Ambazonian. But you are not a West Cameroonian when you want independence. You are a West Cameroonian when you want federation. That is the decision you must make. I can't make it for you. I have made mine. My family has made it with me, just like Joshua did with his own family. That we have decided that henceforth, from more than 20 years ago, as we move forward, the Akwanga family, we will have no other thing, no other option to gun for but independence. Make up your mind. Decide what you want. Be realistic. Do not force politicians to become revolutionaries. Because even good revolutionaries are bad politicians. That is why Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela Madiba was unable to run South Africa for 2 terms. Many people don't understand. They thought it was age. No, power is sweet, especially to the African. We have seen it, how it is harming our continent. But Nelson Mandela knows that being a revolutionary does not necessarily make you a politician. And every time we try to turn politicians to revolutionaries, we are shooting ourselves on the leg. And we are only delaying and derailing our struggle. Can we please, I beg each and every one of you, stop asking politicians to become revolutionaries and start doing this job ourselves. Each and every one of you have the capacity to lead us. Each and every one of you. All our brothers and sisters back home are doing a wonderful job. We are backing every action you take, even when we do not declare it. Because all what we want is independence. If there is ghost town, let us go for it. It must not be declared by me. It must not be declared by Dr. Ayaba. It must not be declared by Professor Anyangwe. It must not be declared by Five Visha. It must not be declared by Inform 4 as an individual. It must not be declared by Elvis Kometa. It must not be declared by Nelson Banga, by Ajong Divine. It must not be declared by Doreen Chenima. Before we say we will support it, we must support what others are doing, as long as it will foster the goals of our people, eradicating ourselves from this enormous weight of witchcraft that 55 years have imposed upon us. Let us for once, I beg each and every one of you, become Ambazonians. Let us stop using our heads without our hearts. Let our heads and hearts work together for us to achieve our goal. Be a Southern Cameroonian. Be an Ambazonian. And reject West Cameroon if you want independence. But if you want federation, you can neither be an Ambazonian or a Southern Cameroonian. You can only be a West Cameroonian. That decision is yours. You must make it. You must tally the scores. I will speak to you again this coming week. I might speak to you twice. I will speak to you specifically on the necessity for us to put in the necessary fundings. But one thing I will not do here, which some of you are asking me to do, I beg you, my people, I will not let you know what the next program of action is. Because we are not politicians, where we will make a very lengthy agenda and present to you. When we say something, we will make sure that thing is done. If I sit here and tell you that we will take Kumba tomorrow, it is because I am sure we will take Kumba. In other words, we will not build a timetable that we cannot fulfill it. And before we build a timetable, we must be sure we have done enough consultation with everyone who has a stake in our struggle, so that we don't build agendas and impose on those back home. We work with those back home to build an agenda for our struggle. That is how it worked for us in 1995. In 1997, when the world for the first time learned about the Southern Cameroon struggle. And that is how it is going to work for us moving forward. We don't build and impose. It is not because I live in the United States that I will build and impose on those in Europe or in Africa. I won't do that. It has never worked. It has never worked in any other struggles around the world. But for each and every one of you back home, remember equally that you cannot prosecute the struggle without 150% backing from outside. The ANC taught us that. The SPLA taught us that. The EPLF taught us that. The Eritrean People's Liberation Front, the Sudan People's Liberation Army, the African National Congress, the Pan-African Congress, even Zimbabwe Africa's People's Union, or Zimbabwe Africa's National Union, did the same thing. We also saw that with Renamo. And we have seen that in different parts of the world. Let us not reinvent history. I am truly begging you people. I have talked to nearly everybody. I am either liaising directly or indirectly, and I will continue to do so. Because by myself as an individual, if I had that capacity, I would have brought independence. But it is clear that we need to work together. But as we move together forward, let us not forget that we did not start this struggle 2 days ago. That this struggle has been ongoing. People have died for it. Families are suffering for it. So let us recognize them. Give them the respect that they deserve. And don't try to reinvent the wheel. Every individual voice counts in this struggle. Whether it is the voice of our junior brother, Ivor Tapang, our junior brother, Mark Barretta, our sister, Kawala, and each and every one, their voices count. But like as I said before, it necessarily does not mean that if somebody wants federation and I want independence, we must come and sit together to negotiate. That is a betrayal of the very ideals and principles of those who have paid the ultimate price for this struggle. No, it cannot work. It cannot work. Kerosene and oil cannot go together. It cannot work. We have seen it. That unarmed individuals are open fire at. How do anyone with a right sense and purpose think that we can continue to live with these people? Can anyone justify this? Is it because some of us have intermarried? Does it mean those of us who are married to Americans or Egyptians or Rwandans, does it mean we are no longer Ambazonians or Southern Cameroonians? No. It doesn't mean that. We can continue to live with our spouses, our wives, our husbands, who are Burmese, who are Etons, who are Bassas. It doesn't matter. What matters is independence. So let us not cloud our mind with the idea that we have children who come from the other side. That is how the world is. But this world that we live in will be totally incomplete for the next 100 years until the people of Ambazonia are free. I am saying this from the bottom of my heart. I am not mad. And if I am mad for independence. And I am begging people, please. I am begging. Pick up your phones and make calls. Don't make decisions as a means of arrogance. Don't take actions that will undermine others. Pick up your phones. I'm saying this to our brothers back home and those of us back here. That it is not just those of us here who must call those back home. Those back home with the capacity to make calls, please pick up your phone and reach out. I cannot sit here and give you the techniques of negotiation with La Republique. I negotiated with them. I brought down Peter Agbotabi on his knees to make sure fees are not increased in universities in that country from 50,000 to 550,000. I sacrificed my own education for that, but I am proud that I did that so that others can have that education. So you must learn those techniques. I cannot sit here and teach you the techniques of negotiating with La République. That will be an issue of pride and stupidity from my side. I won't do that. I won't fall into that. Please learn to communicate. When we were running this struggle, there was no Facebook, there was no iPad, there was nothing that gives us the opportunity to communicate. We trek. People trek from Kumbo to Bamenda. Now we have cell phones. If we, who say we are leaders, are unable to pick up our phones and reach out, it is not an issue of age. Just as I can communicate with Molanjo, it is equally important for Mola to pick up his phone and call and say, my son, this is where we've been. When you make those calls and we don't respond to it, you have the right to go out and inform the people that X or Y is not working for the struggle, but for him or herself. Pick up your phones and make contacts. Talk to one another. We cannot be going down this road, fighting for independence, seeing our children being killed, and acting as if we are just alone. That is not good. If this struggle fails, it will not be just the masses. Oh yes, they have their own role. It will be those of us who call ourselves leaders. And those who have just joined the struggle and have failed to realize that or recognize that there are people who have been in the struggle that they need to work hand in hand with, but they are trying to reinvent the wheel. It is not how much money you have or how big your house is or the car you drive that will arrogate upon you the power for freedom. No, everybody counts. All what I have been asking, and I continue to ask, as I equally ask the fund to do, we must come down from our chairs and stools and work for the people than work for ourselves. We must be frank, even if it is going to hurt some people. If I do something that you really know is wrong, you have the right to be angry. Many people have insulted me, most often erroneously, because they have shut their ears to listen to truth. They have become so culturally covered, they don't want truth. They say Akwanga speaks a lot of truth. I am not a politician. If we want to hand over our struggle to politicians, let us not complain that we have failed. I am not willing to fail the people of my 16. I don't want to fail the people of Tobin, of Mve, the people of Jakiri. I do not want to fail the people of Etoko, Kendem. I do not even want to fail the people of Widikum. The people of Bachontai. I am not willing to fail the people of Bomboko, Bonakanda, Bonjongo. I think the people of Mankong. I think the people of Bafut, the people of Funkankan, Eshimbi, We, the people of Kom, Ndop, Sabga, Bambili, Bambui, they deserve so much respect and understanding from us. I beg, I am begging, do not spend your time insulting. For there is a difference between being truthful and being insulting. There is one man I have insulted, and as I said, even if Jesus comes today and tell me that you need to forgive him in order to enter heaven, I will tell Jesus, I cannot forgive Paul Bartholomew Bia Bimvondo. I will better go to hell if it is to forgive him. For every other Ambazonian or Southern Cameroonian, as an individual, I don't have a problem with anybody. Even those who are federalists, they can follow their goals as long as it doesn't stand on the way of independence. Good. But what people should understand, my people, we are not here for political party issue. And there are things during revolution that happens. So I will not blame our brother from London who recorded his conversation with Nijon Frundi. We are at war. This is a revolution. This is revolution. So we should know that. I can't blame him. He's frustrated. He served that party. He's angry. The only difference is that He has been looking at the SDF from the prism of a revolutionary movement and a political party. That is the only difference. So he has been thinking that our brother, our father, the head of the SDF, can do something positive. That is why he has to reckon him and he has to challenge him. But we all know what our brothers from the West have been doing to the SDF for too long. Putting in the resources. But we are not politicians. We will become politicians the day we are in Boya. As a free people. Now we are all freedom fighters in our own rights. So let us go for freedom. Please. That is who we are. You cannot go and ask John Frundi to come and lead this struggle. You can't do that. He's a politician. He wants power in Yaoundé. It is wrong for us to do that. At times I begin to think that it is because we as individuals are afraid to do what we are supposed to do. So we want to shift the blame to others. No! Let us not do that, please. I'm begging. We can do it. Do you think I did not come out of prison as a Superman? It is because of your prayers. Because your blood that you have shed was not in vain. We cannot deceive the people that when those who went to parliament through a political party in La République, if they all withdraw, the UN will give us independence. What type of a lie? How fat is that lie? Who is deceiving us? Who is deceiving us? Where is that written? In which book? It is a lie. And that is what is hurtful. That we are still capable of lying to our people without blinking. How can we do that when people's children are dying? They can stay in that parliament for as long as they want. As long as we do what is needed, we will get our independence. We will get it. That is why I said in this discussion, when you tell people that if they give you money, collect it. It is your money. When they start tasting that money, you need a G34 caterpillar to pull them away from not taking more money. So if any of us sits here and think that we can ride our way to independence and have a free Ambazonia with a superb educational system where our lawyers will be people that we can respect, that we can go to court and watch them handle cases with joy, by asking some people who are chasing the object, chasing the shadow than the object, by becoming parliamentarians, then we are the ones who are wrong, not those who are chasing the shadow. They used to talk for pidgin, say, if you do watch for water, you put your clothes, Chris man can carry them, it start the wrong go. When you come up for outside, you start holla, my clothes say, you dey follow Chris man. Now who they go think say the Chris? You know when no clothes you're asking, you dey empty last. Now you don't turn that Chris man, no be the Chris man, we don't pick that in the wrong with them. Now the kind of way that we say one turn ourselves. Why we go to follow people when they dey for parliament? Say may they come up for parliament, they will get independence. We don't know what to do. Don't we know what to do? Why are we trying to shift our responsibility to others? We don't need to shift this thing. Let us do it, people. Come on, we can do it. You don't have confidence in yourself? Are you not Ambazonians? Are you not descendants of the great from Galiga? Or Kuvali Kenya? Can't you do it? Are you not sure you can do it? I know you can do it. I have confidence in you. That is why I'm speaking. That is why I come here every now and then to talk to you people. You can do it. We can do it as a people. Please, let us not shift our responsibility. Let us do what is needed of us. Let us do it. We have been doing it. So let us come together and complete it. I am begging. Please, I am begging. Don't spend your time become critics. Spend your time become proactive. We do not need to make a timetable, following Paul Biya's timetable for our independence. For every time we do that, we will falter. They are not trying to divide us. They are not plotting how they are going to commit genocide in our land. And if we do not prepare to defend ourselves, The time we want to prepare will be too late, and we will be running helter-skelter. These people are not going to let us go free. They are losing everything. You might not know how much France will be losing. You might not know what will happen with La République du Cameroon. They will become one of the poorest states in Africa and the world. They will become they might even become the Haiti of West Africa or Central Africa. How do you think these people will just let us go? They will do everything. They will do everything to fight us. Don't forget that France has a seat at the Security Council. But we need to teach these people a lesson. When the French come to our land, we should not talk. We should send them back home in caskets, so that they too can wail, can cry like the mother of Akum, Julius. Sambele Divine. Let them feel the pain. And if they don't leave us alone, we will go to Bordeaux, Saint-Étienne, Montpellier, Paris, and bring the battle at their door front. It is not a lovely thing to do, but if they compare us, that is what we are bound to do. My brothers and sisters in France, start preparing yourself for the greatest battle against Lucifer. For we all know France is the Lucifer in this game. La République du Cameroon and Paul Biya are the angels of Lucifer, executing our demise for 55 years. Please, let us come together. If we are communicating and talking, if we are discussing like a people, if each and every one of us is not trying to be a King Kong and trying to reinvent the wheel of history, I can assure you, we would have gone past this particular state where we are now for these last 2 months. Let us communicate. The people are looking upon us to lead them. Let us lead than rule. And let us do our job. Mr. Weber put it very clearly that it is our duty. What does duty mean? Duty does not mean you shift responsibility to others. It means you tie your sanja very well. Put on your t-shirt and walk out there and dance to the tune of Moninkin or Malay dance. That is what it means. We must stop shifting our responsibility. Let us do what we know is right. I know we are all angry. And I know at times because of our anger, we can say things we are not supposed to say. We are all humans. Let us accept those things and move forward. We are walking underground. We'll continue to walk underground. But we will not come out in public to explain to the rest of the world the strategy we have put in place. So you can ask 1 million times, Doctor, what next? Oh yes, there is Ghost Town. That is what is next. But the real job that is being done on the ground is not an issue for Facebook, for Twitter, because we are talking to you now live through Twitter, through Facebook, and through African Freedom Radio. We will never do that. We will never be pushed by the zeal to know things to betray our struggle. Please, I beg you, I beg each and every one of you, examine your lives in this struggle and see how barbaric these people have treated us. It is important that we move forward as a people. I will speak to you people about the necessity for funding, and I have a special message of a secret ploy set up by the Biya regime, which I want to handle on a specific program. I am just a human being. If I erred, for me. But if by speaking the truth I have erred, I do not ask for your forgiveness. I ask for your understanding. Because as Dr. King said, Martin Luther King said, that the greatest mischief to do to any leader is for that leader to be misquoted, misrepresented, or misunderstood. Please, my people, I beg you, come together because we will win this struggle. I am not saying it because I'm sitting here. I'm saying it because of what we are doing on the ground. we will win this struggle. Let us not think we have won. Let us not celebrate yet until we cross the finish line and look behind us to realize that there is no standing enemy, that each and every one of them is falling. Thank you very much. Stay blessed and continue to walk with us, even as imperfect as we are. Because from the bottom of my heart, I love each and every one of you. That is that love that is keeping me alive, not because I'm powerful and miraculous. And I know that the vast majority of you love me and pray for me. And I will never forget that. Accept greetings from your people. Accept greetings from your brothers and sisters, your comrades in prison, in Kondenge and in Bamenda. I will talk to them shortly, and I'll bring good news to you. Stay strong, and let us move forward, for these days ahead are going to be very critical and difficult. Come together and continue to tell your leaders to talk to one another, because at the end of the day, it is our struggle. We are in together, for better or for worse. I love you all. Thank you. Stay blessed.